burning deep inside. A need for speed, nothing left to hide. Jim Rauch, he's on the road tonight. Head in the G and gonna make it right. But Cheyenne, she gives him bad directions, leads him astray, causes him frustration. Lost on the highway, don't know what to do. Gotta take a break, gotta find a place to be on the side of the road. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Be on the side of the road. Oh yeah, oh yeah. He's got a fire burning deep inside.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome back. It's feeling like one of those old Heisenberg White Saturday nights back when we used to play Jackbox, back when we used to watch Predator shit, and I've been missing it. And I wanted to do something a little different today. You wouldn't notice that because Jim Rauch is on screen, and we talk about Jim Rauch pretty much every time we go live. But instead of being joined by Mike Pence this time, I'm joined by a totally new person to this community, and it's my girlfriend. And she is real, first off. I want to make that clear. This is not an AI voice changing that you're going to hear in a second. She's going to say hello. Say hello.
Hi, guys. I am real.
Yes. I know, and I'm not paying her by like the hour or anything to be here. Like, this is legit. She just wants to be here. We sampled a little Jim Rauch the other day, and we were just having a blast laughing it up. And I said, this is too good to let go to waste. So we're going to stream our reaction to it. And I don't know what we're exactly how to prepare you for what's going to, it's going to be mostly silly, but there is a kind of a analytical angle we could take to this. She is in real life a very world-renowned, well-accomplished professional mental health counselor or therapist. And I thought that would be interesting to have someone with that background here talk about these guys and gauge their reaction, look for their little subtle mannerisms. What do you expect to take away from this video, and what do you think we're going to observe? What kind of behaviors are we going to see someone in a really uncomfortable situation like this?
I'm expecting that we're going to see a lot of weird interactions and trying to see how he's gauging the police and the interrogators and trying to read that situation. I think he's going to give away a lot more than he's expecting.
They're both going to try to mirror each other I think the police will do it for their advantage, and Jim just does it. Jim just does it because he's just easily persuaded and is heavily under the influence, and thinks, well, these guys are being really nice to me. That's so cool. It's because I'm so interesting. Father, son, I can tell you're a therapist. Thank you.
How does that make you feel?
Tell us, please. Yeah, Poop Jones too. What's up? I haven't seen Poop Jones in a while. Look at that. Mod status still intact. Callie Slime Bucket Witch Lady. Honest. Okay, Lila Daisy. I'm not to be confused with There was another user with a very similar name. And I didn't want to get that mixed up. TCAP Recipes, what's good, my man? Oh, of course, Mike Pence is here. Jim Rauch mentioned Mike Pence is not far behind. And Eel Rearg, I've been praying for a Heisenberg White stream. Every night before bed, I'll lament the lack of Heisenberg content. Pray to the gods, get down on my knees and say, stop this shit. That's the first of many Jim Rauch isms we're going to hear today. I hope everybody can hear us all right, and we'll be able to hear Jim and see him in beautiful, stunning 4K. I don't think the technology is quite there yet to... How high does this quality go? Yeah, it's unfortunately not
We're
4K.
there.
But that's okay. We don't really need to see the pores on poor Jim's face. We're just going to get going. I think whenever you feel like you have something to comment on, you can just slap me in the face and I'll know to stop the video. Okay.
All right, guys, you heard it. He gave me permission to slap him in the face.
That's right. Okay. Actually, if you want the video, like you said, just get on your knees and say, stop this shit. That's a lot better.
Driving?
No, I don't want to admit that.
Okay. Did you come out to see somebody today?
Somebody invited me to come over.
Okay. Well, who?
Right away, I think he's innocent. I think he's won me over. I think case closed. I don't want to go any further. Look at how calm and cool and collected he is. Look at how intelligent he looks there, like a scholar, like he could work in higher education.
He definitely looks like he thinks he's in the driver's seat. That's for sure.
Already, he's like, I'm embarrassed for you, the police, that you even brushed paths with me. Do you know who I am? Okay, I play the keyboards. Okay, I work for the University of Cincinnati, and not just the University of Cincinnati, but the distance learning program, and not just the distance learning program, but the criminal justice program at the University of Cincinnati.
The irony is astounding that he works for the criminal justice program.
That's why he thinks he can teach them. He's like, let's use this as a practice, as a learning experience, police officer. Here's what you need to learn the next time you try to rope up people in this sting operation you got going on, because you can't mess around with people's emotions. That comes up a lot later, talking about emotions. That's a huge thing. It's like, really, when you boil down to it, tonight was just about emotions and my dick, and like besides that, not really anything else. That's it.
Isn't that how all these videos go? Just emotions and dick?
Oh yeah, it's also, oh, I've been stressed out. I'm in a bad marriage. I have kids of my own. I have a great job. It's just a lot of pressure. I've just been single so long, and like that's why I sent like 47 pictures of my dick to the 13-year-old. Like that was it. Like, I mean, what are you gonna arrest a guy, huh? For that, for that crime? Okay.
When you put it that way, it just sounds so straightforward.
It's this is what's wrong with society today. Can't even balance two things at once here. I'm dealing with the stress of the outside world and my emotions about it, and I'm also expected to know that there's a webcam available, and that means something, that it's available. It's available. I don't know what that means. Anyway.
Who was that?
Cheyenne something.
How'd you meet Cheyenne?
I was online, came up.
Okay. When you were online, do you do that at home, or do you?
I do.
Just to be clear, this is not going in blind to Jim. We did give this 2/3 of the video a once over, so it's not all going to be new. But every time I watch it, I do notice new things. What a difference the beginning of this video and the end. It's almost as if he's getting drunker instead of sobering up. Isn't that weird?
Yes.
Like, he acts sillier and more comfortable as the interrogation in a police station goes on. Like, I think there's something to the loneliness element of it. Like, somebody who doesn't have a captive audience very often, mostly because who wants to listen to this guy? He's weird and boring and a creep. So it's just like, oh, look at that. There's two people talking to me right now and listening to what I have to say. They're hanging on my every word.
Yeah.
Because it's
It's definitely, you can tell as the video goes on, like, oh, someone's really invested in engaging in what I'm saying. Let me kind of take that mask down a little bit and be a little bit more authentic and kind of testing them and seeing what comes up.
He's also maybe a little surprised because everyone's interaction with a police officer is usually incredibly curt and tense, but like to the point. If you've been pulled over for speeding, they're like, give me what I need to get out. There's not like a, well, let's get to know each other kind of like, I don't got nowhere to be. Let's chat. Let's hang. We're boys.
Boys' night out at the police station, I guess.
At the Swingers Club.
Oh, the Swingers Club.
At home?
You do it at home? Okay.
Yes.
Is that generally the only place you do it?
Yes.
Okay. What do you have your own personal computer or laptop?
Yes.
Is it a,
Both.
oh, do you have both?
I actually have 2 laptops.
Okay, 2 laptops? Okay.
Does him owning 2 laptops change your perception of him as a man? That's actually not entirely accurate. If he doesn't own both laptops, he owns one and the other's for work. But still, 2.
2 laptops are better than 1.
They come, yeah,
That's 2 webcams.
built right in. What I mean, oh, that's actually a pretty decent legal defense. Say, listen, that webcam was just built into the camera. I didn't go out of my way to attach it, but I think this is 2006, 2007. That wasn't necessarily the standard.
But doesn't he work in like IT or something? Shouldn't he know how a webcam works?
That is such a good point. Yes, he should. Yeah, I can code, I can design, I can do websites. You hand me anything with a USB and I'm lost. Don't know how to do it. Don't know how it works. Don't know how film works. Don't know how images
He's just
work.
hitting buttons and trying to figure out what they do. And oops, the webcam's on. Oops, my dick's out. And then
Oh, yeah.
there it is.
So, if you are hiding behind a sign that says naked man behind the sign, and someone goes and looks at it and there's a naked man behind the sign,
I'm shocked.
do you blame
I'm astounded.
yourself a little bit? You go, I should have known better. I don't know what I expected. That's all these Jim's saying is like, listen, you go to these chat rooms and anyone that's a guy says, do you want to look at my webcam? Be ready for a penis, which there's some truth to that, but come on, Jim. You were just stroking it, like, regardless, like, before you were even like, just by yourself in a chat room. It's not like a cam girl thing where there's, like, anything actually erotic on screen. It's just a bunch of other horny guys in the chat going, like, looking at chat, looking at...
They're all from Horny Town.
Yeah, they're from Horny.
They're from
Where's
Horny?
Horny? Yeah. Oh, you know what's really funny is, you know the name of the bar he likes to go to? Rhinos.
The irony is astounding.
And he lives in horny. He lives in a constant state of horny.
You just,
It's my business.
okay, it's your business? Okay.
What type of business?
I do web pages for University of Cincinnati. I have access to those I need to have access to them in order to do the business with them.
Okay. Okay. And you usually use all those computers to chat to people or chat, or just use one specific, or?
Usually at home.
Okay, usually at home? Okay. Alright, and
If I do chat,
If
which
you
I don't do, but that, again, because the fact of the business that I'm in, chat is a part of what I do, and chat is a part of University of Cincinnati distance learning.
okay.
And I
Even just to emphasize the distance learning with a long pause is kind of comedic genius.
I feel like every time he makes a long pause, you can see his brain turning. He's like, I gotta think about what I'm gonna say here. He has to, like, formulate his thought. Because if he just says what he wants to say, he's gonna get himself in trouble.
But why? That happens throughout the whole thing, but it's almost never followed by anything good or useful or anything in his defense. I think that pause is more I don't know why. That was just like, but I just thought it was funny that he was like distance learning. Like there's so much distance learning going on that you have to distance the words. Distance learning.
For dramatic effect.
Right.
Trying to emphasize the distance.
Jim is he's a theatrical man by nature. He's a performer, I think. Like, he can't ever turn that off. I mean, he literally is a performer. He's a musician, but he plays, like, the piano and the keyboard, so he's always just in the background. This is his time to shine. He's at the forefront. He is every member of the Beatles all at once. That's his talent level, and he's been ignored for too long. God, I wish I would have seen him perform just once. Except that night that he took a damn shot of morphine. He couldn't play worse shit. I heard that one was really bad. I had another thought I wanted to interject with, but I forgot what it was. Oh, just, again, I'm seeing this. We'll have to observe, like, what is said or how much time passes when the tone shifts from, like, all right, let's get everything straightened out and ordered with, because I don't think he's that brilliant to have this attitude, like, off the bat, because if he had kept it of, like, listen, here is all the information I am willing to give you right now, but the fact of the matter is, like, I've been caught up in some shit accidentally, like, and I know the severity of this, and I'm not going to speak until I have a lawyer present. But he never does that. He gets, like, it's only after, like, a couple of minutes. Like, interrogators will keep people, captive for a long time to break them. What do they wait? We're a minute 49 into this video. Within the next 3 minutes, the tone shifts completely. And I want to see if we can observe, like, the moment when it switches on. Like, either the interrogators noticed something and they changed their mannerisms and the way they speak, or something they said makes Jim think that this is not a big deal. Like, they can see that I'm the exception to what it looks like is happening.
I'm waiting for the shift when this goes from interrogation to therapy session.
And he just unloads in the second half of this video. We didn't even get to finish it last time. Well, the last third is like him sleeping, so that's okay. But yeah, he opens up he cries, like, about reflecting on his previous marriage and what, like, it's. I won't spoil too much for you, but it is.
We didn't get that far.
And it's just unprompted. He's just rolling with it. He's on a roll. Night driver is Rauch o'clock, baby. Outdoor loser. Hello. I could use the voice changer, but I'm not gonna. I do still have a lot of sound bites queued up in here.
Are you excited about me or my penis?
Penis. What? What? Oh, I muted them so I can't hear. Anyway, back to Jim.
I need to be able to access that in order to be able to do the business I do with them.
Okay. So you met Cheyenne.
I didn't meet Cheyenne. She came after me.
Okay, she came after you. Tell me about that.
I don't know. I don't know exactly how it happened at all. I have no recollection at all what happened for her to make contact with me. I don't know. Was I on some line of some sort? I have no idea.
Okay. So you were chatting, and she came on to you while you were chatting sometime.
Well, somebody did, who that Cheyenne is.
Okay. Do you know how old Cheyenne was?
She told me she was 13, and I was very, very, very. I don't do that.
You don't do that?
I don't want to do that.
Outside looking in with no context, that's not the worst, like, convincing response, I guess. It's just so funny how quickly this is going to snowball into just cartoon level of rake stepping, if you know what that is referring to. We'll have to watch that episode of The Simpsons where Sideshow Bob gets out and he steps on a rake and it hits him in the head, and
I
it
do
just
know what that is.
just keeps doing just
Yes.
like self-inflicted, easy to avoid mistakes, unforced errors, if you will.
Unforced errors,
Yeah.
yes.
And why somebody it's like he sat in on the criminal justice 101 first day class and then never went back and never communicated with anybody there again. It was like, well, I got the gist of it. Like, I think I know how this police shit works. Like, sure, I'm under arrest, but like, I know my rights. It's like, that's good, Jim, that you know your rights. Like, you're still going to jail. I'm glad you know your rights. And at no point, he never asked for a lawyer, never asked for representation. I don't know if he really just didn't think it was necessary, or if he forgot or didn't know that you could do that.
I genuinely don't think that he thinks he needs one. I think he's very convinced that he hasn't done anything wrong. He seems very confused by the whole thing. I think he probably just got his information about criminal justice from Law and Order, like the rest of us who didn't actually go to school for it. Like, I've watched Olivia Benson interrogate some people. I know stuff about things.
I'm gonna stand up and say you're out of order at some point, and they'll say no, you're out of order, and the judge says order, and then something like that happens.
Congratulations, you know just about as much about criminal justice as Jim Rauch does.
But you just don't know how to put it on a web page, though. That's the problem. That's where the mastery comes in. That's where his real art form is. But yeah, he doubles down on like some of the wrong details, I would say. Like how I never actually met her. It's because she's not real, and also you were just lost, and you were on your way to, and you tried to. A guy getting tackled on the show at one point, like out loud he's like, "I did not do anything yet." Like, yeah, like let me do the crime first, and then I'll get arrested. What an attempted crime? What is this? A thought crime? What?
He's lucky he didn't get arrested for driving completely wasted to this girl's house.
That is, I mean, either he's a master at pretending to be sober when he's drunk, which I'm sure he's had a lot of practice doing, but or like we had mentioned before, the theory that I don't know how technically like ethical this is, but if they had the option to charge this man with 2 crimes, and one was driving while inebriated and one was, attempted crossing state lines for child molestation, mountains of evidence too, it's probably way easier to prove as well, because he could refuse a breathalyzer and opt for the blood test, which takes way longer, and you have to get more, in that time you get more sober, but also then all of their thank you, Aaron. You got my other Sideshow Bob reference there. Yeah. What was I saying?
Why they didn't charge him with drunk driving.
Because then all of this would have been for nothing. There's nothing on his police report that says like was pulled over for swerving all over the road, or they were even testing him, or even offered to test him, and that is brilliant, because all you would have been able to do if you wanted to, you would have had him sleep and sober it up, and then the next day be like, I want a lawyer. But now you get him in, you're like, whoa, no worries, brother. We just got to take care of this chat log business. Just got a couple questions for you. And all of this is still admissible in court. Now, Jim can try to argue, I was not in the right state of mind for them to be conducting this interview, and they knew that because I was stone drunk. And they go, really? Like, when they picked you up while you were driving, and he could just end up adding on more charges. Yeah. So it was a smart move. I don't know if it was like in the moment they just rolled with it, or that was the plan all along. I'm certain that they weren't anticipating any of these guys to show up and have to immediately take a breathalyzer. But now maybe they will in the future. I don't know. It makes sense. You're just saying, fuck it. I don't care about these other people. I don't care about the people in my life. I don't care about this girl's health and safety, her parents. Fuck it. I don't even care about the health and safety of people on the road. Let's get some gin and tonics going. Let's fucking go. Woo!
Let's go get the sex.
And I'll find ways to do the sex, he says.
I mean, I'm not there.
You're not there?
No, not at all. I'd be happy, like give me an 18, 19-year-old, and I'll be happy.
That's very creepy. That's great, Jim. But something else he said, I'm not that guy.
That's not me.
It's not me. Yeah, I'm not. It's so much easier to deflect and say things that you're not. It's just not the setting or the context to be doing that. But like, I'm a good guy, okay? I'm not some arsonist goes around burning down buildings. I'm not some thief that steals from businesses, okay? It's like, oh, there's a lot of things that I'm not. Let's talk about. We were muted that whole time.
Shit.
I knew it. Sorry for all the really insightful shit that we said while I was muted. Oh my god. I knew that was going to happen at least once. Is everyone just happy looking at Jim's face? That's cool. Was that was like, I don't know. We're just remarking on everything that Jim isn't. We should actually, let's rewind and keep a list of things that Jim is not.
I'd be happy, like give me an 18, 19-year-old, and I'll be happy. 13-year-olds, God, it's great. I mean, I'm not there.
You're not there?
Not there.
No, not at all.
It's not him.
I'd be happy, like give me an 18, 19-year-old.
And also so weird. Why 18, 19, like, why the youngest possible minimum age? Just say like a younger woman or an attractive woman. Any woman. I'll be happy.
He's trying to emphasize that I like younger women. I just mostly like them illegal, but I'm going to tell you that I like them legal.
I prefer them legal, but it's been 2 weeks since I've had so.
I'll be happy. 13-year-olds, God, it's gross.
Not your thing?
Yeah.
And when you were talking to Cheyenne on the chat line, what'd you guys talk about?
Well, and up until this afternoon, which was, I don't know what I gave in for, but I thought she was more like an adult. But no, I was very very cautious not to be there. I didn't want to be there.
Okay.
What changed in the last little bit of time leading up to it that he thought she was an adult? Or
He
Did
said that she was 13. Like, he acknowledged it, but she must just be a mature 13, so that makes it okay.
I guess. What does that mean? Like, when I thought so something happened recently that made you think she wasn't a 13-year-old, or that she was, because I thought she was an adult early in the conversation, but then it was revealed that she wasn't, and that's when you decide to, like, go out and go visit her? That's so weird. Why? Or is it the other way? Like, oh, the whole time I was jerking it on camera. Yeah, I thought she was 13. But then just at the last second, I was like, you know what? This is probably a fully grown woman, even though I have no evidence to support that. Just a gut feeling, I guess. It was a shame on me for all the jacking off before that. But now it's okay. Now I've decided. Which is worse or better?
I think they're both awful.
Yeah. I mean, it's just nonsense. He's just rambling and lying, but let's see if we can actually take something away from that.
He rambles so much that I, like, lose track sometimes. Like, I don't even know what you're saying. I don't know how the interrogators can keep up either.
He doesn't either.
I don't know what I gave in for, but I thought she was more like an adult. But no, I was very, very cautious not to be there. I didn't want to be there.
Okay.
All right, Jim. You know what? You were really good at not being there until. Well, you were great at not being there, period, because you were nowhere near there. You were driving 100 miles the opposite direction several times in the trip to get there. Cookie Whoopie Pie, what's up? Amy Ramirez, my Lord Rauch, thank you. Yeah, his driving. I purposely did not play the phone call for my girlfriend because I love her and I don't want to see a side of her that definitely comes out of me when I hear that call. It's probably the most frustrating thing I've ever listened to ever. And it's funny. It definitely is funny. The whole idea and the little clips of him is really funny. Him saying, "I'm coming from the bridge," and like and but it's so fucking annoying to listen to. That poor decoy trying to fucking pull out map quests and shit. Like, dude, where the fuck are you going? Like, oh my god, where are you?
I really don't. That's not my thing. I don't like it. I don't want it. Don't want photos work.
But you might have a little curiosity.
No, I don't even.
What does normal?
I'm not even curiosity. I don't have any curiosity about it. It's too young. It's stupid.
All right, so we found out a lot of reasons why he doesn't want to be there. So, next logical question is, well, why did you go there? What is there that made you want to go? You think she might have been more of an adult is as far as we've gotten so far. Why do you think he wanted to go? Or why do you think he did try to go, even though he didn't want to? That's like me in work. Like, I go to work. I don't always want to go to work, but I have to because, see, I don't think this is that kind of situation, though.
No, it's not that deep. He talks about how he wants to go have the sex. But I think he also thinks that he really is helping her and trying to be there for her. So he's doing this great noble thing, like, oh, I'm such a good guy. I'm going to show up and help this person in need. And at the same time, I'm going to get laid.
I think that's something he pulled out of his ass in the interrogation. That could never be. I think he may have been prepared to, like, you have to, when you're this age, you look like this, you're going to, like, I feel like he knew there was a good chance that he gets there and she's, like, put off by him and grossed out, and assuming that he would ever possibly respect her wishes not to engage, then he'd be like, all right, shit, I gotta justify why I'm here. Otherwise, if she tries to go to the police or something, then I'm screwed, or tells her parents. So while I'm here, I'll say, like, well, why don't you just talk to me? Why don't I just be a friend? It's like when a kitten at the zoo is friends with, like, a fully grown leopard, you know. or a cougar. I guess it's like it's cute. It's like a mismatch, or like when a bear adopts like a little puppy as like a pet. You know, like I don't know.
Those things are cute and they go viral on YouTube.
Yeah.
This one's going viral for a different reason.
Exactly, but it's along the same lines. You know, opposites attract. You know, I'm a musician of sorts. You listen to Blue October, whatever that is, Cheyenne. Jesus.
And now you can go back and look at all the records of the conversations I've had. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. It's stupid. I don't. That's not what I want to be.
Okay. You know,
I don't even. That's not me.
is that you?
No, not at all.
Do you have any type of webcam or anything like that?
I do have a webcam.
Okay.
He was like almost offended at that. Like, excuse me, a webcam? Look at how like blown away he is at this.
Do you have any type of webcam or anything like that?
I do have a webcam.
Okay.
It's like, are you fucking for real right now? A webcam? What are these words that are coming? You're speaking nonsense, man. A webcam? What are you gonna ask me if it's available next? What the fuck?
Do you ever use it for any purposes? Or?
It's available.
Okay.
Use it. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
What do you mean you don't know what that means? He works at
Yes.
IT. Doesn't he know how a webcam works?
Use
How do
it
you turn it on?
as a blunt object to bludgeon someone to death. That's, you know, legally you gotta help say, what do you mean use it? I could use it as a sex toy by shoving it up my ass.
I mean, in his defense, I also don't know how to use a webcam in that way. So, I mean, he's onto something.
If it's available, who even, it's like Schrodinger's webcam.
Schrodinger's webcam.
Is it available? Is it unavailable? I don't know. I'm not that good at tech. I'm just the web. I just do the web pages. The
Nice
webcam.
psychology plug there.
I love. Oh, thank you. I love the idea of him being like really techie, but only with web. Like he learned everything about web pages, and like the next chapter and is like webcams, and he's like, "What? I can't even comprehend this. This is way above my. I don't even know what this. This is like a foreign language to me. Holy shit! I am lost. Web pages, no problem.
It's a whole new world in that webcam.
I don't know what it means. I've just been staring at it for
Don't know
hours.
how to use this.
I've just been naked and staring at it for hours. Trying to get something to happen.
Right. So we didn't get into what you guys talked about. What you guys talked about?
I was very, very up until today, which is obviously the reason the results have come. I have been very, very cautious of not talking about anything. I do not want to be involved with a 13.
That's a damn lie. Never in Jim's life has he ever tried to be careful to not talk about anything.
The way that you pause it, he looks upset that you would even accuse him of such a thing.
This is the face he made the first time he saw a webcam. It was like, what the fuck is that? What are you?
And then he saw there was someone else on the other side of the webcam.
It's like, this is a portal through time and space. I can communicate with people. What's the first thing I'm gonna do to connect with someone from around the world? Takes his dick out and just starts turning like, yeah, this is what it was made for.
Sticking his dick through the webcam like it was a wormhole.
Oh, someone on the other end's gonna do so. I hope it's a hot woman and not some Joe Blow down the hall. Fuck. This is so
It's like
hot.
a virtual glory hole.
This is my fantasy. I'm faxing you my dick right now. Let me know when you get it. Check your spam.
Year-old. I do not like it. I don't want it, and for some reason I just get relaxed and.
So who do you think you were talking to?
Another person.
Another person.
Really, that's perfect. And then
Not just any person, a man named Joe Blow. And he is my greatest love. We connected on such an emotional level. I had to come out and meet him. So I'm George and his friend George down the hall too. They're both great gentlemen. Absolutely stand-up guys. He looks like a fish.
Oh, he does.
Trout mouth. Looks like Trumpy trout.
Roushy trout?
Roushy trout. A Roushy trout fleshlight. Let's patent that right now.
I think you're gonna
That's
have to
honest
save
with you.
this for another another stream. Do a
We'll do a
Roushy trout
pitch.
fleshlight.
We'll do
like
a
an
pitch,
AI.
and everyone can get in on the ground floor. If anyone is interested in the Trumpy trout fleshlight, the Roushy trout
Roushy
fleshlight,
trout.
yeah, patent pending. Yeah, let me know, guys.
You for
We'll do a
whatever
Kickstarter.
value that is. I don't. I don't. I cannot condone the statements that I would have made this afternoon to her. I wish I could retract them.
Yeah.
Not because of you guys,
Yeah.
but because
Oh God, unrelated. What do you mean? You wish you could? Or he said something like the statements I would have made tonight. It's just confusing. The words that he's trying to say, but or he's just trying to be really crafty and be like, you still haven't proven that those were my words yet. They actually don't bust out the chat log like more than once or twice in this, and they don't even physically bring it in. He just references it. And that's coming up in a second when he goes, you told Cheyenne you wanted to fuck around, and that was about it. I guess they just felt like it wasn't necessary. I think a lot of those guys like cave as soon as they see the chat log, because then they're like, "Oh, I'm cooked. It's over. Time for a lawyer."
Yeah, you can't bullshit when there's actual evidence in hand.
Physical evidence, pictures, text. Like, it's fun that he doesn't know that exists yet. He's like, "Well, I deleted the archives. I cleared my browser histories. These fuckers got nothing on me."
He knows how to clear his browser history, but doesn't know how to turn on a webcam.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can hack into like the FBI's like mainframe and pull records, classified documents, but webcams it's just it's all Greek to him.
because of the fact that I just don't. That's not it. That's not me. I don't see it. I don't.
Jim, I understand.
Do you guys like the thumbnail for this live stream too? It was between that or something really funny that my girlfriend said the other day when we were talking about his 2 laptops. Do you remember that?
1 laptop, 2 laptop, red laptop, blue laptop. The next Dr. Seuss book.
I wish he had 3 laptops. Could you imagine how powerful he would be? Think of how many.
How many webcams you wouldn't know how to use?
Yeah. He's got 1 on his desk, 1 on his lap, 1 to his left. That's a backup. He's got 1 crammed into his pocket just in case.
He wants to watch himself watch a webcam.
He wants to.
He's like webcamception.
Oh yeah. I would like to be in the center of a live stream. Just wow, just my dick from all angles. Wow, look at that. It's like I'm in a prism of penis. Penis prism.
Penisception.
It's a good band name.
Right. And I understand you made a mistake. Okay. I've read the chats.
Right.
Okay?
And you can see how.
I just.
The Penopticon. I'm sorry, I'm still thinking of like penis things. Sorry, never mind. Disregard.
See here where you told her that you wanted to fuck around, and that you
Then what provoked that?
yeah.
If you had to, in your practice, after having a first session with someone, while you're taking notes and trying to learn about them and why they're seeking therapy, how would you sum up Jim? not addressing the sex stuff, just what you've observed.
I think that if Jim came into my office and wanted to work on something in therapy, we would not be able to scratch the surface of what the real problem was. Either because we would need more time, or he would just not be willing to like do that work. He'd be in denial about it. So if we're talking about like daddy issues and that manifests itself in a different way, if we got to that point, I think he would deflect or like skirt around it and would just never be willing to admit it. And then he's just paying me for nothing, which like cool, that's fine, but
Even if he wanted to, like, he loses his train of thought so easily that even if he meant to start a story or an act, or like, to that was on subject, it wouldn't end that way. He just lose his train of thought and just go off.
yes.
He interrupts himself a lot. I do that sometimes too. But I mean, all he has to do right now is come clean and tell the truth and answer questions, or pull off the greatest, most convincing lying performance in the KBI's history and con all of these police officers into believing that he's totally innocent and that none of the evidence against him is valid, and that they also failed to consider that they hurt his feelings in the process too. So it's one of those things.
It also doesn't help that he's obviously very drunk. So even if he did have the forethought to be like, I don't think I can get out of this, his brain is just not there. He's like, yeah, I can navigate this. Like, I'm invincible.
The alcohol is like a gym enhancer. I think he would have rambled and been cocky regardless of his state, but I think it's like gasoline on the fire. Like, once he loosens up, this is why he loves going out to Rhinos or the Swingers Club. He's like, I get a couple of gin and tonics in me, and yep. Like, I just go off. I used to go out with my roommate Josh when we were living together, and we went to just one of the bars closer to us. There would be guys like this at the bar. You know, we'd go out and be like, yeah, we're gonna go get laid tonight. Let's go. And it was just us and like old guys like this there. But they were great because they were lonely and they loved chatting us up. And all we had to do is smile and nod a little bit. And they were like, let me buy you guys a drink. Let me buy you guys eat. You want food? Because like we're trying to leave. Like, oh, I think we got to get. No, stay, please. I'll buy a drink. And all of a sudden, we've only spent like $5 on the night. We got a full meal and like 3 drinks. We're like, damn, okay. Yeah, tell me more about your grandkids that don't talk to you anymore. Let's go.
Now you know what it's like to be a girl walking into a bar.
Do girls do that? That's
No,
okay.
we don't.
I wouldn't know. I've only talked to like 4 girls in my life. It's like my mom, my grandma, you, and Harriet.
That's convincing.
That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just you and the old guys. Did we get laid? I'd rather not. Rather not answer that, but
Maybe you were at the same swingers club as Jim.
yeah. Well, no, that wouldn't have worked because I was going out with a buddy too. I hear in Cincinnati you just show up by yourself.
Oh, okay. It's opposite day in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I thought you had to bring somebody with you to a swingers club.
Yeah, see, that's how I thought it worked too, but I guess they use like the metric system or something over there, where it's just one guy. They're like a beautiful young couple, or maybe some beautiful, stunning, bisexual female couple goes to the swingers club. They're like, is this really going to be worth it? Are we going to have fun? I don't know. What are the odds that there's going to be a really attractive, fat old man drinking by himself there with 2 laptops?
The 2 laptops is what sells it.
Is it? I mean, should we try? Because anything less than that is going to not be worth our time. So, and that's why he does it for them, really. You know,
He's very selfless.
in
Very
that.
thoughtful.
Oh yeah, he is that guy.
That is him.
That is him. He is him.
I mean, we can go down the,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go to the details of the thing, I understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I know what you're doing.
I'm just trying to understand here.
I
don't-
I did not meet with her, number 1. Number 2, I didn't really want to meet with her.
Okay.
It was I really, if you go to the bottom lines of things, let's talk about facts that I denied, and I did not want to do that. I really did not want to.
Jim, I know you're under a lot of pressure right now. And
I'm not
sure
under
your wife.
pressure at all.
Well,
I'm not. I'm really not. I mean, obviously being here is a little bit of
Yeah.
pressure, but that's not.
Are you married?
Yes. No. God, no. You want her? You can have her. I'm sorry.
That got an audible laugh out of you. And that was an attempt at humor. Are you laughing at how unfunny he is, or did that actually get you?
The abrupt change of like, oh shit, I can't believe I just said that. Like, no.
He is not. He doesn't seem nervous. Like
He
he's
just
not,
surprised himself by
Yeah.
the things that comes out of his mouth.
He's like, oh my god, I almost forgot. Not only do I need to correct myself, but I got this little joke. It kills all the time. I go, you want her? You can have her. Yeah, she left me like 4 years ago. But she was a bitch. Like, really, Jim? It's hard to imagine a woman worse than Jim that would be with Jim. Like, and I mean, she's really got to like hate herself or have been using him or something, or maybe he was something in his brain broke one day and he was like a totally normal upstanding citizen and he just had some kind of aneurysm or stroke and he's like, give me an 18, 19-year-old, give me a 13-year-old, I'll find a way to do the sex. I go, what the fuck are you talking about, Jim? Are you okay?
Maybe he's like low-key like a sugar daddy.
That is a pretty nice leather jacket he's got on there.
Mm-hmm. You don't know how much they're paying at the University of Cincinnati
Distance learning.
for distance. That's correct.
Yeah.
Distance earning.
Shit, I gotta look up if they're hiring. Shit. You think anyone works there currently that if I was on like a tour there or started working there, I'd be like, you gotta remember Jim? They're gonna be like, we don't talk about Jim.
They don't let anybody use that office anymore. There's too many stains on the laptop.
Oh, God. They had to incinerate Jim's laptops. Oh my god, could you imagine being like the new employee that like and here's your new computer. Don't ask any questions.
Why is it so sticky?
Yeah, what? Sorry. To make it up for you, we're gonna give you 2 laptops. The other one's just as fucked up. Fuck. They've gotten like free advertising from Jim Rauch for years, decades. The University of Cincinnati Distance Learning Criminal Justice Program.
I feel like this
Masters.
person's got to come up a lot in like their admissions tours.
How'd you hear about us?
Jim
Just
Rauch.
online. They're like, really? Tell me, for real. How did you hear? Was it Jim? Was it Jim Rauch? Yeah.
I low-key just want to go look up like the enrollment rates.
Yeah. See if it spiked after. It probably had a lot more retention after he left. And they're like, oh, God, thank God that guy's fucking gone.
Stopped preying on the underclassmen.
Just see him being just the technologically inept boomer, and you go to their website and there's just like that, like a close-up selfie of him somewhere on the website that he put on like accidentally. Like he turned his webcam on and didn't know how to turn it off, and all the pictures that are supposed to be of the campus of like the law enforcement officer, it's just just the same zoomed in photo of him over and over again. Sorry, I don't know how this works. Like.
Just permanent, like that front camera when you accidentally open your front camera
Yeah,
on Snapchat.
yeah,
You're like, oh,
that angle. Yeah,
Yes.
everywhere. We haven't had any new students sign up for this program in 2 years. What the hell's going on? Let's look at the website. Oh my God. It's Jim everywhere. I caved to the pressure. 2 laptops was too many. You shouldn't have given me both of them. It's too much power to wield.
He's drunk on his power of 2 laptops.
I couldn't do it anymore.
I got one of my own. That's enough for me.
Yeah, this is just give her ammunition, that's all.
Well, I'm not trying to give no ammunition for no.
Don't you hate when your bitch ex-wife is in your face about the children you tried to molest? Great. I'll be hearing about this one. Wow. She's going to be fucking angry with me. Typical. Honey, take
Typical
out
women, such a nag
take
about
out the
being a child
trash.
molester.
Yeah, honey, go wash the car. Honey, help bring the groceries in. Honey, don't molest children. It's like blah blah blah. Oh my god.
Such a nag.
Nobody. This is just me, you, and Kate here. Okay.
Well, it's not, but
Well.
okay. I did not do anything to this, whatever this person is, whoever it is. I did not intentionally
Okay.
I met with this person because this person, whoever it is, male or female, whatever, enticed me to the point where I
Enticed you.
wanted to. And I
Did you? So you guys did talk about sexual acts in your conversation.
I love that that's when they decided to zoom in on his face.
There isn't a single wasted frame in this entire 2 hours. He's like his face is like elastic. He's like Jim Carrey, like very expressive with his. But what is this a look of? He was just confronted with an absolute fact. Like, you did talk about sexual acts, right? He's like, how can I spin the words that they just said against them? Acts. What's an act? I don't know. Like a play? Act, like an actor. I know an actor. I watched the Oscars. You know, that's an award ceremony. I won an award one time for having the best webpage of the universe. Like, I don't think he won an award for it. Maybe he, yeah, who knows? Maybe he was phenomenal with the web pages. Maybe he's a web page whiz. Who knows? But it doesn't seem like a look of embarrassment. It's more like a, oh, now you're gonna come at me with that.
Yeah, he looks like he's about to be very defensive.
Yeah, now suddenly
Like the audacity. How dare you assume I would do such a thing? That's not me.
people talk sex on the internet all the time. Men talk sexually to women. It happens in bed. It happens at the elementary school. It happens online. It happens everywhere. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna come down on me for?
don't know that.
Okay.
Brilliant defense.
It's indisputable. You should just end the video here.
So we've got you on camera robbing the store. That's you. I don't know that.
It's not me.
That's not me. This is a taped confession of you saying it is you that did it. Yes, my name is Jim Rauch. I am on my way to molest child. I don't know that. Who the hell is that?
That's George from next door.
That's George down the hall. Yeah. He's not down the hall. His last name is down the hall.
Oh.
George down the hall. I'm gonna use that as like a fake name to sign up for like email lists and shit.
That's going to be my new Instagram handle. George down the hall.
George down the hall.
You can go back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
don't know.
looking.
I don't know. I really don't know. It doesn't really,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned,
You know,
it doesn't matter.
Jim, I'm just trying to figure out what really happened. Because if we don't talk about it now, and if I just give this to somebody, they're going to think you are a sick, maybe possibly a child predator, and I don't think you're that point, okay?
I'm not.
And you're not. But if we don't talk about it, what else?
Tell me.
What else can I tell people? Saying, Jim made a mistake. This
I
is what
didn't
happened.
follow through. Number one. Number two.
Yeah.
Number two. Because the fact I didn't follow through is I'm not so sure that I wasn't turned down the street right when I was picked up.
Yeah.
He's still talking in like these weird legal hypotheticals. Like, I don't know what was going to happen. For all I know, I was 1 second away from turning around and going home. Or maybe even turning myself into the police. I had figured I had just had that moral epiphany. But you guys came and ruined it. I was going to totally come forward about this, and now I'm not gonna, because you were being prejudiced against people with leather jackets who drive on the sidewalk at night covered in piss and smell like vodka. Discrimination. What do you think?
I couldn't say any better.
Thank you. Number one, number two, and listen, he's made his points. What I wish I knew was some sort of gauge on his morality, like if he ever went somewhere unsavory and knew enough to leave it. Like if he walked in to a swingers club, would he walk out? Because if he did,
I think
then
that
they've got
comes
the
up later.
then they've got the wrong man.
I think that comes up later. It'd be a really good game.
If you check back
I agree. Let's see.
on the records, on the results, there have been at least three times where I turned around.
I love Jim being technically correct.
Did you turn around because you had a moral epiphany, or did you turn around because you were lost and very intoxicated?
Also, what do you mean like 3 times? Like if you did it once, it was because you realized what you're doing was wrong. And then what? You realized again, like, no, this shit would actually be fucking sweet. And then went back and you're like, no, I better not. And then you drive, you're one block from your house, you go, fuck it, I think I'm gonna go do it again. I think I'm going back. No, I can't. Actually, I shouldn't. He's really wrestling with himself here.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he was just in a roundabout.
Yeah, he just couldn't
He
get.
just couldn't. He just turned 3 times in the roundabout.
I was I'm pretty sure I drove back and forth about 80 times before I decided that it was time to get off the roundabout.
And I don't do this. Number one, I don't really want to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Give me some sex, okay? And I'll find ways to do the sex, but don't.
He's like, do not get it crossed. Jim Rauch fucks. I do the sex. And if there is no sex to do, I find ways to do the sex. I'm a mover. I'm a shaker. I fucking run that swingers club. Give me some sex. I'll do the sex. Speaking of, you want to give me some sex? I'll do it if you get. No, she's not into it. Okay, sorry.
Not this use thing. This is crap. This is really crap.
If nobody stopped you tonight, what do you think might have happened?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And I'll be honest with you about that. Nothing. Nothing would have happened. Okay. God, is this a place to tell the stories?
You could have just stopped right there. It would have been a really poor attempt at a excuse or just to benefit of the doubt, but he's like, what would have happened? Nothing. Now, you want to hear about the real wild shit I get up to on the weekends? Why? Why, Jim? And what now, if you said like I was protesting outside of a swingers club because I'm a very morally sound individual and I believe in the sanctity of marriage and follow the teachings of Jesus Christ very carefully, and that non-monogamy not okay with me. That would have at least warranted the swingers club being mentioned. Here he goes in, he hangs out for a bit, kind of stokes it. He's like, oh, really not my scene. Nobody seems to want to talk to me. I think I'll leave. And he's like, this is my legal ace in the hole. What are they gonna? They're gonna be speechless when I drop this on them.
As good as place as any. Jim, we're just trying to be honest with each other.
I went to a swingers club last night and walked out
Where's that at?
in Dayton.
Up in Dayton, Ohio, Kentucky?
Dayton, Ohio. I walked out.
I always thought that was something he did like a lot, and just happened to not have a good experience the last time, and so he just left. Do you sense like he's kind of ashamed of that? Like he's admitting that? Because I doubt it's something that anybody else knows. It seems like he would keep that a secret.
I mean, is it better to be ashamed of going to a swingers club and leaving, or is it better to be ashamed that you were going to a 13-year-old's house to do the sex?
Even forgetting the second part of that, should you be ashamed of going, or is it more embarrassing that you went and then left? Because why? You suddenly were too giddy and too embarrassed, and you're like, I can't go through with it, or nobody wanted to fuck you, Jim.
I mean, obviously he's trying to deflect from the conversation of going to Cheyenne's house, and just decided to throw out something that was a little bit more startling.
It's not even that. Maybe we're looking at it through the 2025 lens. I guess in 2007, something like that probably would have been a little more shocking. But yeah, I'm still like trying to. What does this bring to his argument? Can you spin that at all? Can you see like what angle he's really attempting to take with that?
I noticed that when the interrogator was like, let's just be honest with each other here, he immediately just opened up with, I went to a swingers club.
Yeah, he's like, let's stop. Let's shift the conversation from all those accusations and things that definitely aren't me. You want to see the real me? You want me to go mask off? I'll be honest with you. Careful what you wish for, buddy. Here comes the hard truth. I've been grappling with this in myself for years, and I just can't take it anymore. I gotta tell well, I guess it wouldn't be years. It was one day.
Right.
He went last night, and walked out.
I mean, if he's getting the chance to be able to talk about like his life and who he is, I think he's hoping that the police interrogators will be like, well, Jim has been very open and honest with us. Like, he couldn't possibly do these things.
Yeah,
That's just not who he is.
He was willing to share that intimate piece of his life with us that surely he is ashamed of. Then we are gonna be okay believing everything he says and taking him at his word. I think that's pretty. I think that's how Jim rationalizes it. It's
Yes.
not really how it works, but whatever.
And the reason I walked out is because, no, it's not for me. I'm not selective. I don't want you to think of it as being selective.
I will fuck anything that moves.
He's not selective.
I don't care. I don't care. What's up, TCAP recipes? Yeah, I believe Jim in that regard.
I definitely believe him.
Yeah. In what he's willing to get horny about. I don't think he would always. He wouldn't have a shot. You know, just because he wants to fuck everything doesn't mean that everybody wants to fuck him, you know. So that's part of his sexual frustration. He's like, I'm horny all the time.
He was born horny. He was born in horny.
He's born in horny. Jim. I lost my train of thought.
So did I. That was a good talk.
I'm looking for some satisfaction from somebody. And I'm not looking. And again, my own motivation is not to just find somebody who's interested in me. Okay, not young, not old, not fat, not thin, not someone who is interested in who I am.
Does that need to be said? Are you is this like profound philosophy on love and like I think that's a pretty universal viewpoint on connections.
Well, I mean, think about it. If they're suspecting him of doing something that's like incredibly heinous and immoral, you find a way to have them connect with you. So the base of relationships, everybody wants to be understood, everybody wants to be seen, and that's a way that you try to like create empathy or create that relationship with somebody else. Like, I know what that feeling is like, and now I understand part of your experience. Just taking everything out of context besides the fact that this girl is 13.
That's right. I also hate people that try to like make sure that it's known. I'm the type of person that, and then just says something, I'm the type of person that when I get yelled at, I get really upset and frazzled. Like, yeah.
I don't know anybody who enjoys being yelled at.
Yeah. I'm the type of person that likes to have everything in order and exactly the way that I like it, so I know what I'm doing. Yeah. No, I like chaos and just being confused and angry all the time. Like, what do you mean? I'm the type of person that it's just a universal truth. Like, you're not the type of person. That's just a personable thing. He's gross and hammered off his assumptions. He's hammered for sure off
He's
his
definitely
own
gross.
off his own ego, off his own petard. Is that the word? He is.
That's a good word.
Yeah, and he's got the reverse Joker scar. If you noticed,
I haven't stopped looking at it since we started this video.
I don't think we talked about that. I think if anyone knows, I'm pretty sure the theory is that it was a knife wound from like a fight, but
With the Joker.
yeah. He said, "This guy's laughing too much. I need to put a frown on your fucking face, dude. Quit. What are you always laughing about? This shit ain't funny. Get out of here." Why so silly?
And that's where we.
And how long have you and your wife been divorced? Or been separated? Or
We've been divorced for 2000. What was it? 4 years, almost 5 years.
5 years ago? And
I've had relationships with other women. It's not that. It's not a sexual thing at all.
what is it?
There's somebody, and I guess, and I put this out. Maybe this isn't the right place for doing it, but
We just confirmed this is the right place to tell the stories, Jim. Also, if anyone has been around enough to remember when we used to chat, we used to do this a lot in Clobber streams, but we love to do the Jim is the type of guy comments. And if anybody has any creative ones, please let me know. Jim is the type of guy to blank. Jim is the type of guy to wear way too much cologne and like overpowering gross old man cologne everywhere he goes all the time,
I feel like I can smell it through the screen.
through the midst of alcohol as well. Teacup recipes. R.I.P. He did die recently. Finally, the actual guy.
Oh.
So yeah, wear cheap cologne. Yes, exactly. Oh, and cheap. Yes, no, of course. He's like, I make up for the fact that the cologne isn't very good or expensive by wearing tons of it, so it works extra hard. Jim is the type of guy to always have hair coming out of his nostrils and ears.
Oh, absolutely.
Kind of guy to tuck his pants belt like with his belly just over it, like
Yes.
like a big, like a pregnant woman. Jesus Christ, Decaf recipes. The funeral director was the last person to let Jim down. Another person, some undertaker down the graveyard. Oh yeah, we do. Every Predator featured on this show does get celebrated once. We accost them. We look down on them. We mock them. We goof on them. We fucking hate on them. But Everyone gets their one day in the sun where we say, good job, you did a good thing today. And that's the day they die. We say, nice. That's the coolest thing you could have done, Jim.
He's so selfless. He's so thoughtful.
It really was nice. One more gift for the road. He certainly couldn't dig his way out of TCAP recipes. Jeez. You're killing me.
Decaf
Cheyenne,
honey
whoever
guy.
Cheyenne is, some George
Yeah.
down the hall,
Yeah.
talked to me. And when that person talked to me, it was a person.
Whoa. Whoa. That is, in 2025, something that has to be clarified.
It's true.
People talk to chatbots all the time. Who are you talking to about? Is this your girlfriend that you're texting all the time? No.
He would have been better off
It's
if he
a
was talking
chatbot.
to a chatbot at least.
Jeez. Yeah. Just something programmed to do nothing but listen and just go, wow, yeah. That's all the decoy did. Was just, yeah. Mm-hmm. Every man's dream woman who just goes, okay.
Do we need to have a conversation after this stream?
Maybe if you agreed with all the things that I have to say and never offered any other input or follow-up or details about your life or anything, then...
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Okay.
It's cool with me.
If you want.
Harriet, we don't got our webcam on. You can't make an appearance. I don't know how webcams work. I don't even know if it's available.
Now, I have other people that I talk to, and for whatever that's worth, and I don't want to bring them into this, but
It made you feel good, didn't it?
it kept me away from that loneliness that I have when I'm sitting in my house by myself, and somebody who talks to me.
Nobody to talk to.
Yeah.
You feel that lonely feeling, and you know.
Whatever,
And-
however that comments itself.
And she try and fill that, didn't she? She fulfilled that need.
Yeah, but then it turns around because of this crap, which
Well-
is
Here's a philosophical conundrum. Who is more dangerous or guilty? A man who has a specific underage fetish, or a man who will fuck anything, any gender, any age, any condition? I feel like Jim is more the second.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if the girl's drunk. Doesn't matter if she... Well, he said, not old, not young, not... Like, those aren't qualifiers for him. He's not going... He is a... Like, if I can get it up, and I don't have whiskey dick, if I can get it up, the sex is happening.
Yeah, I think it's anybody who pays attention to him.
Yeah. So, he technically could still be that guy and go his whole life with having only healthy adult relationships, but because the opportunity for him to do otherwise never came up. I think that might have been the case. I think he was always horny. I think he was always kind of manipulative and twisted in what he was into and like how he was willing to go about getting it. But this happened because this is the first opportunity that it could happen.
Right.
Like he didn't... I don't know if you get like extra points if you were ever in a similar situation and decided to not engage and then another opportunity came up later and then you did again. Like, I really doubt that Jim has ever found a 13-year-old online willing to talk to him and accept all of his pictures and videos. But at the first one that came across, boom, like, she got all of it, you know. Just as, I guess, if it was like a hot 32-year-old woman who was also interested in listening to him and would let him send naked shit. Like, yeah. So he wasn't specifically seeking out like minors, is what I'm saying, is what I believe may have happened. But does that mean that he's any better or worse? They're all caught up in the same sting. They're all arrested for the same crime.
No, I don't think it matters.
It feels like, yeah, I'd be way more put off by someone who really had that like specific fetish and like was seeking that out. But also, yeah, a guy like this is dangerous to way more than just kids too. Like,
Yes.
like I said, he does not care to check your. He even says like, I'll try to use condoms to protect the other people. Like,
He'll try.
and,
I
well-
mean, that's a thought that counts.
he's like, I'll use condoms for protection. And he's like, the cop comes in. He's like, to protect yourself from all the sex you're having. And he goes, it's more for their protection. Like, I think he may have like an STD or something like that. He doesn't care. He's like, I'm not going to disclose that to anyone. I'll wear the fucking condom. Then they can't say shit.
Or he's not leaving DNA evidence behind because he's wearing a condom. Or at least leaving less behind.
If it can even still work. It must. You wouldn't find yourself in this situation if it didn't.
Which I understand you need for doing it. I don't.
So,
I think
so
there's
you
a
live
need for-
alone.
There's a need for people out there, and yeah, and that need is fulfilled by. And the law enforcement. By the way, I'm in criminal justice. I hate to tell you that. That's the bottom line. But
All right.
but
I only know all of the Rauch lore that I know because I've seen this so many times. He was a teacher, and he was retired. He retired from teaching and taught music, but also played in music groups, group to group. Was doing gigs at a church and also at bars, and also does web pages and is also in criminal justice. Like, this guy's all over the place. Like that. What do you do, man? Do you do any of those things well? Why do you do so many different things?
Did they ever talk about like what instrument he played?
Keyboards.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the skin flute.
That's what you was hoping Cheyenne was going to play. They don't call me Joe Blow for nothing. Oh,
Gotta
yes.
have hobbies, something like that.
I am. I you see, I work for the criminal justice.
He says his hobby is taking pictures of himself masturbating.
There is a need for people in this society to have a connection with somebody, and I don't care. I don't want that where that connection comes from. I think is crucial, and that's where I've got fucked up, you know. But don't judge me on that.
I'm not judging you.
I know you're not. I know, but eventually I will be. So yeah, and I know that system how it works.
But Jim, I can understand that, you know, when you're feeling lonely and you feel like you have, you know, you just live by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you feel that lonely, and you go home every night. You're feeling lonely. You talk to Cheyenne.
The conversation's taken a weird turn, and it is like they keep trying to bring him back in. Like, let's get to what we're talking about, but he's still like mostly kind of sour right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think what he's waiting for, like the push that pushes him is like not sobering up, but like he's reaching this point of like over exhaustion where you get like overtired and you have like weird manic energy, and the adrenaline kicks in, everything that's going on. Like, I think that also like contributes to like why he's suddenly like all over the place emotionally. He's passing out, sleeping, he's laughing hysterically, he's making pleasant conversation, he's crying at certain points, he's just all over the place. He's just right now, just about to cross. This is like when I used to take Zolpidem to go to sleep, and
Oh yeah.
if you take an Ambien when you're supposed to, about 20 minutes before bed, and then you actually fall asleep and go to bed, that's what it's supposed to do. If you can push past that first exhaustion, then you act very loopy, and your brain is really scattered, and you don't remember much of anything the next day. I sent a lot of weird texts to people on Ambien. Fortunately, nothing like the Roseanne incident. I think she tweeted a bunch of racist shit. I think that's happened a couple of times. Like people get in trouble for tweeting racist things. I was on Ambien. Ambien didn't make me racist, I will say. I was already racist.
Didn't
yeah.
you buy some weird stuff on Amazon when you were? You bought like a rug. You bought the rug.
Oh,
You
yeah.
bought some weird stuff when you were a little loopy.
Yeah, thank God. It was just a. I even I knew in the moment, I was like, this is a bad idea. I shouldn't be shopping on Amazon right now. It's 11:30 at night. Fortunately, I don't need that anymore, so I'm good.
The rug.
No, the rug.
Don't need the rug anymore.
And
Or whoever.
and whoever you're chatting to Cheyenne here, you feel like you can feel. Do you feel like you can feel open to say things?
Right, and I don't, you know, and I think it's unfair of the justice systems to condemn me for talking to somebody. If it's underage, I can understand that, and I know that's where you come in.
I think it's kind of fucked up that you guys are charging me with having a sexual conversation with a minor. I think that's a little fucked. I mean, it's legit and correct and right and obvious, and that's why I'm here,
We were just talking.
and that's why I'm guilty, but
You sure about that? You sure about that? That's
My
right.
relationship was created with my relationship to Cheyenne was because of the fact that I closed that out, and I fault you guys with that because
just what crazy fucking balls. Like, again, do you not want to leave, Jim? Why are you still going? There were like 3 other times already you were like, I don't care, just do what you gotta do, just wrap this up. What you're going on? You're like, before I leave the jail, the police station, I want to make sure that I give these cops some words to live by, and I want to make sure that they are correct in their future policing. Here's the lesson you need to learn. I want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. What a fucking piece of shit. Is that correct? Do you... If you were to if this was a crime related to web pages, I would listen, Jim,
Right.
what you had to say. But it's not. Totally out of your wheelhouse.
of the investigations or how you do that is that person who's making those communications starts to connect with the person, and that connection that you make is not maybe with the perverted people is one that's really negative, but with a person like me, it connects. There's somebody who's talking to you, and I don't know. You do what you have to do. Let's cut the bullshit and let's go.
I think he's just sincere in, like, anyone who gives me any kind of attention, or is at least attempting to engage with me. I'm gonna be on them like fleas on a donkey's ass. I don't know.
I love how he's trying to turn it around. Like, you made me feel things, and I trusted this person, and now I'm in trouble for it.
Like,
Your
this-
fault.
There was this whole beautiful romance that played out over years. Like, they were like he went to war and was writing letters to his his wife, my dearest Cheyenne. Like I long for the days that we will eventually reunite and embrace, and only to find out that there never was a Cheyenne.
He got catfished. He's upset.
I guess anyone in any context is going to be upset that they got catfished. This must sting a little bit extra. You can't even get upset about getting upset about it, Jim. You'd be like, there wasn't even really a third. I wanted there to be one. I wanted her to be real, so I can have sex with her. That's my spot-on Jim Rauch impression.
Please don't make eye contact with me when you do that next time.
Well, babe, I really wanted it.
I'm to the point, you know, I'm lonely. I'm not going to get back to my ex-wife. I wouldn't do that anyway.
Yeah.
I have people who don't want to talk to me anymore. I don't care. So I have somebody who's Cheyenne who.
Does that happen a lot, Jim? Does that happen in your life a lot, that you know people and then suddenly they don't want to talk to you anymore? Does that say anything about... No, it's all the other people that are fucked up. Who wouldn't want to talk to me? I'm Jim fucking Rauch. I'm Jim 2-laptop Rauch.
I do websites for the criminal justice department.
I
I'm
fucking,
a cool guy.
I fucking run Cincinnati, okay? Cincinnati runs through me.
I don't even know who you are.
To toss or whoever it is, you, whoever is Cheyenne. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, maybe I went over the border, and if I did, that's what I'm paying the price.
So you spend a lot of time chatting?
I don't know what a lot of time is.
I guess it's relative to.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, probably a couple hours a day,
Yeah.
maybe 3.
It's literally Einstein's theory of relativity, isn't that? Like, time is relative. Is that what they're talking about?
I don't know. I must have missed that class.
Are you paying attention? We're starting the video over again.
And most of it's not chatting. Most of it's just trying to find somebody who wants to talk.
Yeah.
And I think that's a major problem too.
What do you generally talk about with Cheyenne or other people? Just whatever
Anything.
comes up?
Anything. Music. The weather. Really. It really is. I'm I'm really being honest about that. I don't think it's going to go any further. You're this great, wonderful thing. You're going to find out the answers to the world on chatting, but it's a whole world out there, and I have some real problems with what's going on right here, because I think it's in the
Jim's the type of guy to scold the single retail or gas station employee for the long line that he has to wait behind, even though it had nothing to do with the employee. They're just understaffed. And I shouldn't have to wait 5 minutes to put $20 on pump 4.
So he was a Karen before Karen was a thing.
Oh my God, yeah.
He's the OG Karen.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to speak to the literally, like, I want to speak to your manager, and then it's holding up the line more behind him. There's now like 3 times as many people, but like, no, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. This is ridiculous. Or he's more like the type of guy to just keep rolling his eyes and just saying like, this is ridiculous. Like, what do you want them to do, man? Go. You want to put the apron on? You want to go make the pizzas so you don't have to wait as long? Fucking go. Get in line. Clock in, man. What are you going to do? Oh, this is so stupid.
an invasion of privacy. Not in terms of the younger age. I think that somebody else should have stopped that before I got to it.
Well, I'm not a chatter.
Okay.
James, Jimothy. Yeah. Somebody should have intervened, and somebody like that. You ever see that sketch or those pictures of like Jesus trying to intervene with the guy shooting up the drugs? He's like
Yes.
behind. Yeah, he's like somebody should have stopped this from happening. Jesus should have come down and pulled me away from the computer, or told the police like, you got to stop this shit.
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe the police came, or the Jesus came to the police, was like, this guy is gonna do this thing, and now they're intervening.
This is divine
This is an act from
intervention.
God,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't realize how lucky he is that there wasn't a girl there. It would have turned so maybe he could have lived with himself because he's that fucking evil, but it would have been so infinitely worse ever to have gotten caught, not to mention just the lives destroyed and affected by this. This is the best possible outcome. You didn't get to hurt anybody, and we get to laugh at you trying to get out of it 15-ish years after the fact. It's great. It brings me so much joy. Good old Jim.
So if you could educate me a little bit on,
Okay. I'll go.
you know, where would you go to find
in the
somebody
case
to talk
in the
with?
case of the Cheyenne thing, that was done through Yahoo Messenger, who has, if you're 18, you're not allowed here. If you are, if in the sessions, adult Kentucky.
What do you make of that as a legal defense? Knowing that, hell, to even be on this website, you have to agree to the terms and conditions that says you are not allowed. Are you over 18? Yes. No.
Do you know how many times people don't even read the terms and conditions and you're just agreeing to stuff? Like, did you read the terms and conditions for your Apple Music or your Spotify contract?
And there's also no consequences to lying.
Right.
Also, logically speaking, if you wanted to go somewhere to hit on an adult woman, I would recommend a bar, because they don't let people under 21 into the bar. But if the owner of the bar, his family comes by to say, hey, honey, like, how's business today? Good. And his kids are with them, are you going to go hit on the little kids that are there? Well, they're in the bar. They don't let anyone underage in the bar. It's like, but that so
Use your
they
common
so
sense.
obviously are. Like, that's a child. They're like, nope, I don't see it that way. No, technically, sign says nobody under 21 allowed. So that baby in your arms is at
Fair
20.
game.
Yep, 21-year-old adult at least. You see how that doesn't work, Jim?
I love how he's about to mansplain to this police officer how these chat rooms work and how these webcams work. But remember, he doesn't know how to use these.
He also doesn't like, you're arrested for like a cyber like, all of this is, you're caught because of what you did online. Nobody intervened physically. Like, there wasn't anything you were doing in the act that they saw. Like, they obviously know how this shit works. That's the whole reason. He's like, well, I might as well explain that AOL stands for America Online, because they probably don't know that.
I didn't know that.
They probably, oh, okay. They probably are one of those we call them, mono laptop folks with only one laptop. They're not quite like you and me, okay? Yeah. Let's just say they're a little they ain't the sharpest bunch in the brunch. I don't know. They ain't the sharpest. They ain't the brightest knife in the potato. Fucking no.
And in that regard, that's where I really come off with I think it's not fair for you to come at me. except for the fact that up front, because of the way you guys do the way you do things, you make sure that you say it's 13, 14, whatever. But that shouldn't be there in the first place. If
Lila, yes, kids can't sign contracts. We're not even talking about a contract, though. We're talking about a little pop-up that says, like, this website is intended for people over 18, which, I don't know, even Yahoo, like... Also, what is the point if in the first 1 second of a conversation, why do people ask ASL in the first place? They want to know your age. It's not a guarantee that anyone is any age. You could be any age. And why, after they tell you immediately, straight away, that they're 13, are you like, I'm just going to ignore that. I'm just not even going to acknowledge that. She's lying. This is a liar. Only 18-year-olds are allowed here. So right away, I'm dealing with a perverted liar who's role-playing as a little girl.
You're more likely to see somebody who's 13 lying about their age being 18 than someone lying about being 13.
But yes, good point. But also, like, if you're so sure that they're 18 and, like, somebody wants to start a conversation with you pretending to be a 13-year-old girl and you're like, very much not into that, then why did you have a, like, days-long chat log with them, and why were you going to meet them? It doesn't, sure, not me, not that guy. Sure sounds like it was. What was the point? Why wouldn't you just close the chat right away? Oh, that's sick. It's stupid. It's gross. Ugh. I'm going to keep talking to you, though. I'm going to get naked on cam for you, though. But I don't like it. I don't approve of any of this.
I don't want to do it.
This is nasty. Anyway, back to it.
if it's going to be if it's going to be something that legally binds Yahoo or Goggle or whoever happens to be an adult place to go, then if I go there and you even say that you're 13, why are you there in the first place? How did you get through that first level?
That ironclad security measure that scans your ID and does the retinal scan and scans your fingerprint. How could you have possibly gotten past that? That's what I'm really confused by. Harriet, quit making noise in the background. People know you're here.
It's Harriet's world. We're just living in it.
God, she's so cute.
And I really have a problem with that. You guys have heard this over and over and over.
I'm really interested in knowing how this chat thing works and how you met Cheyenne. What type is there?
I don't have an idea.
I saw it. I found it. I found the moment where, all right, look at how, like, thrilled he is that someone is following, like, is paying attention to what he's saying and talking about it. And he loves to teach. He was a teacher, right? You know? Mm-hmm. So he loves this shit.
Works and how you met Cheyenne. What type is there?
I don't have an idea. I could go back.
He's like, oh, okay. Like, all right, let's fucking talk about this now.
You're going to learn today.
Yeah. You're like, well, it started back in the year 1904.
That I don't know what initiated the first conversation with Cheyenne. I don't remember. It could have been 3 weeks ago. It could have been a week ago. I have no idea. But I know that maybe I went through and I looked and I went down my.
Look at this. He'd be a great magician. Sleight of hand, diversion away, attention away from the magic trick.
But I know that
says, I have
maybe
nothing
I went
up
through
my sleeve.
and
What's
I
that
looked
over here?
and I went down my list of people
And here's
who
your card.
were adult cams, and I said,
Oh, now we know.
"Hey, interested in talking?" Boom, webcam available.
Oh,
And
what? Now we know what that means?
I thought he didn't know how to use one of those webcams.
It's available. I don't know what that means. Jim.
That was only like 15 minutes ago that he said he didn't know how to use a webcam. Did he forget?
Oh my God! He admitted!
She the name comes up.
So you could tell that they had a webcam?
Yes, you can tell that.
Okay. So that's something that you look for
No,
when you
no,
talk
no,
to
no.
people?
I don't. No. I don't look for it. I don't
Oh,
look
okay.
for it. No, I look for somebody to talk to. You know, and
But if they have a webcam, even better.
no, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. It means
I haven't been keeping a tally of how many times Jim talks down to or disagrees with Catherine, but it happens quite a bit. That is the type of guy that Jim is. Brilliant move having a tag team of interrogators here, one man and one woman, just to see who he like bounces off of. Like he gets sillier when Catherine is around, and is like in a little bit of a lighter mood when the conversation isn't as heavy or about him and the crime, and he talks like real straight business to the guy, you know. Mm-hmm. He can't turn off the old Rauch charm, you know, but anytime she tries to jump in with any actual insight or knowledge on anything, nope. Just right up. Nope. Wrong. Woman, wrong. You have any thoughts?
A woman, I'd be wrong anyways.
Whoa. That just blew my mind. Because I want to say that you're wrong about that, but you're a...
is that they're probably a prostitute and they're putting their stuff out in the can.
I think Jim knows a lot about cams. I think he knows a lot more than he's leading on.
Most likely it doesn't mean a damn thing at all.
So what happens after that? Okay, like her.
Okay, I put up a message out and they respond. And Cheyenne responds.
What happens after that? I'm not tech savvy. So
Okay. So Cheyenne responds. She says, "Hi, how are you?" "Hi."
It's so nice of him to explain the science of instant messaging to these not tech-savvy police who have just arrested him through this extensive, very complex, very complicated internet sting that...
This is a teaching moment
For
Jim.
both of
It's
them.
a teaching moment.
For everyone. Jim is going to learn that you should ask for a lawyer if you're ever arrested and are definitely guilty. Or just in general, ask for a lawyer. And the cops are going to learn, what does he say? The lesson you need to learn, you're playing a role, like not to toy with people's emotions. He's Jim.
He's a sensitive guy.
He's a stereotypical sensitive artist. He is. He's a musician, right? It's an artist.
It is.
Yeah. God, I would have loved to have heard his post TCAP album of originals. That first song fucking rocked when we started the stream. That's the only good use of AI, for real, is generating songs about Jim Rauch. I have found no other use case for AI so far. As soon as I found out I could do that, I invested my entire life savings into AI, and it's panned out so far.
Yeah.
I've just actually, the song that I played at the beginning of this stream was one that was generated like 6 months ago, and through the new version of that website Suno, they can remaster ones that you've already made and make it like a little bit cleaner quality, and it sounds a little less robotic. So
Yeah, that was a banger. That was a good one.
Pee on the side of the road. I fucking love that shit.
"Yeah, what you doing?" And it goes.
There he is. There's Mike Pence. How you doing, Mike Pence? We have had so many like serious discussions about like if at all it ever is appropriate to show Jim Rauch to like people in your life. Like we've gone back of like, is it a good litmus test for a girlfriend to see how they react?
Like, what's the appropriate date?
Yes.
To show is like third date, is a fifth date, is a first date.
Exactly. Like we have talked extensively about this because this is all we talk about. But like, I think when he heard that I was gonna show it to you, he's like, don't you like this girl? Like, are you sure that's a great idea?
We waited many dates before we broached the topic of Jim Rauch.
I think really he was more like, or at least I certainly was like, that's how sure I am of this relationship. It's like, we can even go face to face with the weirdest fucking like thing that I'm obsessed with and try to extract some meaning from it. Maybe I just wanted to see what you thought. And really Mike Pence's number one concern, actually, and I have the messages to prove it, he's like, don't do it. She's going to leave you for Jim. Like, she's going to be just infatuated with his charm and his humor and his laptops.
Yeah, that definitely he's definitely got that going for him. The one downside, and I'm not saying I don't disagree with Mike Pence, Jim Rauch is dead.
Well, the man, the body, may be dead, but the spirit, spirit of
Spirit of Jim Rauch lives on.
it lives on in
In
us
all
all.
of us.
Yes, in all of us, all the time.
So it's a win-win for me.
Yes.
Because I have you, and you're wonderful, and you also are you know what? Don't embody that spirit, actually. You don't have to.
Except for on the weekends when you want to get fucked. Okay.
From there. And then, you know, if they're in the legal system and they're taking care of their little niches that they need to take
Are
care of.
you excited about me or my
I'm only
penis?
13. Oh, that's okay. Still want to talk to you. What's going on? How was school today? And I don't mean that. It sounds so trite. And it doesn't mean, in terms of me, I'm a teacher. I've been a teacher. Done it. How was your school today? Is not, well, let me get in and fuck you. That's not it.
He's right. How is school today does not mean I'm coming out to fuck you. What does mean that is when you're on the phone and you say, I'm coming out to fuck you. I'm coming out to fuck you. And you actually say the words. That's what that means. Is right. Don't get it twisted. When I asked how it was school, which also, by the way, great way to indicate that she was
Underage?
Yup. I thought she was more of an adult. Yeah. That's why I asked her, how was recess? How did she do with her book report? I don't know if he actually did that. He never asked her any actual questions about her, like, outside of, like, hey, what's up? You know, do you want to see my dick? That was it. She tries to sprinkle in, like, little details about her life to seem real.
Make it a little less awkward that this grown man is talking to her about the sex.
Yeah. Oh, what's going on? I had a really bad day at school today. You want to be naked? You want me to be naked? You want me to get naked? Click my webcam. I'm naked right now. Just doesn't give a shit at all.
It's understanding that person, and I guess that's what
Because they have social needs too,
they
just
have
like
social
you.
needs. Here, okay, and then in what is presented to me,
I agree with you, but I still got to give you this dismissive hand wave to like now I'm taking what you just said and here I'm about to repeat it as if it was my own original thoughts.
I'm very glad that he understands her social needs as a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he understands that.
Because 13-year-olds are notoriously lonely. Mm-hmm. They don't, what are they going to do? Go to a building 5 days a week where there's like hundreds of people exactly their age that they've known for their entire life. It's lonely out there. Thank God Jim's here.
I mean, just because you are he's a music professor, right? He wasn't teaching like kids, or was he teaching?
He was a elementary school music teacher.
Oh, so he does understand social needs
Of kids.
of kids, and has still decided to ignore this very blatant boundary of don't turn on your webcam and be naked for children.
Yeah, I wonder if he's like, because he brings up his education history and says like, in my whole tenure as an educator, I never crossed the line or had an issue. And I wonder if he saw retirement as like, now that I'm no longer bound by that code, now I can do whatever. Now I can be inappropriate with anybody. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna be freaky with the kids. I'm gonna be a real creep. No, I didn't want to ruin my reputation as an educator before because that shit gets around. But now that I got nothing to lose, fuck, let's go. I'm just gonna hang out at the school. You guys need a substitute teacher? Anything? I'll teach anything. Girls'
Today's
gym.
lesson is
Yeah.
the skin flute.
Yeah. Everybody grab your flute.
From Cheyenne or whoever it is. Stupid said me as one is here's this girl, supposedly girl, who supposedly is going through a divorce, whose parents are separated, not as an opportunity for me as a predator to go after them, but as a person to try and answer questions, and then I
You're
just
helping
felt-
them.
Except for, like I said, this afternoon, which I went way over. And I only went overboard because of the fact that I personally was frustrated.
I the whole time I was there to help. I saw the guy choking. I gave him the Heimlich maneuver. I asked if he could breathe. We called 911. He got it was just the last part where I unloaded my shotgun into his face that I really kind of fucked up. But besides that, the entire time I was just trying to help. That was the last. And you're really gonna hold me against that? You know, I was doing my best. I was just frustrated that I hadn't shot anything in a while.
It's like he's expecting the good to outweigh the bad. Like, I was trying to be helpful.
And what
Be there
good?
for her.
What do you mean? What? Don't worry, Cheyenne. Uncle Jim's here. Shoulder to cry on. Tell me all about your day. Tell me all about your issues. Boy, troubles again, I bet. Here's what... None of that ever happened. He's saying, like, I could have. Maybe when I got to the house, I was going to do that. Maybe. I don't know that. I don't know you. Who are you? Where am I? The hell's going on?
But that's neither here nor there.
So do you see your role as helping them through their life as well as them helping you?
I'm always doing that. That's the person I am.
Sounds like you've done it for many years. I mean, you've helped people,
30, 40 years. And not on the internet, but yeah.
Well, I'm not saying in your life. In your lifetime, you've helped many people.
To my colleague, it's next door to me. I'm helping her do what she needs to do. I'm not a bad person. I'm really not.
He only provides real specific examples and instances of things when it's just describing how like weird and sad his life is. But he's so constantly trying to say like, I'm a good person. I'll be a good person to anyone. In any scenario.
He's a helper. That's what he does. He likes
Yeah,
to help people.
but where's an example of that? It's in my if a person at work needs help, I'll help them. But when it's time to be like, you want to hear about like my real life and what I get up to, let me tell you about this fucking swingers club. Let me tell you about how I go to Rhinos, the bar. Let me tell you about the jobs that I've had. Let me tell you about this instance, that. You're like, I'm a good person. I'm a good guy. I imagine in the right scenario, I could be. That's the kind of guy I am. I'm a guy who's really nice and is perfect and nice. And I have no evidence to back that up at all.
Sounds about right.
I have not even a single real example that I could give.
But I could if I ever did it.
Yeah, if I was, which I am, which I might be, but I don't know that. you know.
And I didn't hurt her. I hurt whoever this Cheyenne was, which was, and I knew it. I don't know. Maybe in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I knew this was bad. I knew this was bad. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking,
You
maybe
knew what was bad.
it was a setup. It was all a setup.
Oh, talking with her was a setup?
Yeah, from the beginning.
That's a great point.
Why would you engage in a conversation if you knew it was a setup? You're getting set up and you know it. Why would you engage?
Why would you comment in a stream that's a setup, Mike Pence? Why? We're asking you. Answer the question. How did you know? You're right, too. It was. It was all a setup. Fucking got you, dude. Now what are you going to do about it? Keep talking in the chat for ever and ever and ever and then come out and meet me? What are you going to do?
And in that frame, I was hoping that it wasn't, but in the good nature that I am, no, it's so much more. I really wanted to help. I you know.
How are you going to help her tonight?
I don't know. Tonight, talk with her. Talk with her about this divorce thing that her parents were going through. I mean, really, that was my just.
Do you think it could have been more?
No. Got it. Okay. Let me go back to what I was talking about last week. I went to, like I said, a swingers club last night in David. I walked down. 3 women there. That's not what I mean. I mean, it's sexual.
Sex. The last 5 seconds, that's all you did.
Sexual.
Hey, did you know that people go to swingers clubs to have sex?
Yeah, what did you think was going to happen? What did you go for in the first place? Again, like, not for me. Didn't like it. Why were you there, my dude? Why were you there, my guy? Tell me. More Simpsons reference. I was at the swingers club so I could get directions on how to get further away from the swingers club is why I was there, personally.
But in your chat, you asked if she would have sex.
Well, only because I was trying to get that corner into her to let loose, and you know, and I don't know, maybe in the wrong, maybe in the bad sense of things, maybe that was it, but I don't think it was. I wouldn't have followed through with it.
I think it was more trying to get a connection with her.
Yeah, I really do. I think she just doesn't know where she's going. She doesn't know where she's going.
And she's trying to figure life out, and you're trying to help her figure that life out.
At least in my sense of it.
In your mind.
Mike Pence, girlfriend likes football too. That's cool. She like college football? She like any college teams? Any Ohio college teams? Any college teams in
Cincinnati.
maybe ones that specialize in criminal justice?
For distance learning.
Yeah. That football team.
Do they even have a football team?
I don't know. The distance learning football team. It's just Madden. They just play online. Distance football, of course. Distance football.
In your mind.
I would have. The last thing I wanted to do was come over here to Campbell County and meet a 13-year-old. Give me a break. Last night I could have had 2 women. Why would I want to do that?
So did you want to be at the swingers club or not, Jim? if you were so frustrated and horny and you could have had 2 women, if you mean multiple women or like your choice of multiple women, or you could have had a fucking threesome or something. What? He's like, I didn't want to. I walked away. I said, I want to talk to Cheyenne more. I want to see Cheyenne. I want to walk in Cheyenne's house and walk out.
I mean, if he truly is just looking for a connection, then obviously going to a swingers club is not where you're gonna find it.
Why
Like,
not?
you would think he would know that.
Why not just go to the strip club, dude? Why is swingers club is like so much seedier as a single horny lonely guy to go? Yeah, you seem like you're at the wrong place, man. Swingers club is for a totally different experience with different people. You being sad and lonely and horny, that's a strip club thing. That's an online jerking off by yourself thing. You don't go to the swingers club because you're so miserably alone that no one else wants to have sex. You're like, anybody here? Any takers? Hello? Just begging for it. Like, yeah, that hits the spot. That's what I want.
At least if you go to a strip club, you can pay somebody to give you that attention that you want.
Right. They're there
That's
to
the
do.
point.
Yeah, that's their whole job. Swingers club, like people do. Swingers club is also not like a sex dungeon either. It's just a lounge. Like it's a bar and place for people to hang out. Like people can go there and just talk and just drink like a normal bar. Like it doesn't have to be. They don't have to acknowledge you. They don't have to speak to you. At the strip club, you're getting everything that you need, Jim.
You're a customer at a strip club.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was banned from some strip clubs as well. So that may be an issue. But Jim, come on, Jim.
But tonight you were just trying to help somebody.
I really feel I was trying to do that. And I turned her down twice. If you read those damn emails, I turned her down twice. I'm not coming. I'm scared. I don't want to do it. It's too much for me to do.
Yeah.
And I really felt that way. But I was trying to. She was so certain. Now again, it's that. And this is the part that bothers me, is that provoking to get me to do something. Without that provoking, if she'd have backed off, if it had been backed off, I would not even thought about it.
If she had backed off, I wouldn't have pursued. It's on her. It's her response. Which, by the way, she never engaged at all. She was like, "Hey Jim, I noticed that we're talking a lot about stuff other than the sex that I definitely want to have. Can we steer the conversation back to that?" It was never that. It was only ever, "Okay, cool. How are you?" Like that was it. Oh, if only she backed off. She was so aggressive.
You're a whole adult. Like, you can't put that kind of responsibility on a minor.
Of course. Like the way that she put those emoticons in the chat, it was just like, oh, stop this shit. I can't take it anymore. So please, oh God, don't say K one more time. Oh God.
Yeah, but she must have really needed you for you
No,
to,
not
for
she.
her to,
Whoever it is. Let's make clear.
right. But what you thought was that she needed you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I go back to that in relationship to the police department, the criminal justice.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta watch out how far you take that, because there are people who do care about other people, and I'm. You can write off this thing. You can take me to court and all that.
I don't get why, if you're gonna put up such a fight, why does he do this like half give up thing like 3 or 4 times? He's like, I don't care, I don't know, whatever, do what you gotta do. And then it turns that way. I don't know why. Like he just gives up mid train of thought, and then was like, "Oh wait, no, I remember what I was gonna say," and then comes back. And he's like, "All right, fine, let's do it. Book me. I'm guilty. Let's go." Oh wait, I just thought of another thing I could say. And then eventually he runs out of things to say that are relevant to his defense, and then he just starts talking about his life. He's like, "I've got it. As long as I keep talking, we can't leave this room."
He's trying to filibuster his own interrogation.
It almost works. This is a long video. We're probably not going to get anywhere close to the end tonight, and probably are going to wrap up pretty soon here. In fact, I think this is a good point to stop the stream. Just get on my knees and say, stop this shit. And say thank you to everybody who tuned in. This was like an experiment. You like experimenting with me? I think next time we might have to have Mike Pence in on the call if we do this again, just for the extra level of expertise. And how do you think you did the first time? Did you get a blast? Did you enjoy this?
Yeah, I had a good time.
I think you have a lot of really good, equal parts, genuinely good, thoughtful insights, and also a bunch of very funny comments and things to say. So I'm bringing you back for more. I don't know when, but we're gonna make it happen. So
I would be down for that.
hell yeah. All right. If you don't hear from me in a few weeks, it's because the Bills won the Super Bowl and I went MIA and just ran into the wilderness on like a bunch of drugs and on alcohol and just kind of lost my mind for a while. So that give me like 6 months, I'll be back.
It was nice knowing you.
And that's if that happens. Otherwise, I'll just be sad and miserable and just come back and stream some more. So thank you, everybody. JC, Lila, Mike Pence, of course, Outdoor Loser, TCAP Recipes. Thank you, everybody who tuned